concept is getting the bag and busting it wide open and doing it again. You understand me?
All right, so today we are going on a super adventure with Paperboy, me, myself, you understand me? And we will be checking out a couple of my cars, a couple of my weapons in my arsenal to bring to y'all. So here we are at my partner shop, J&T Auto Collision, and we're just checking up on the E30 M3 with the S54 swap. Booyah. So what happened with this car is I had a couple of scratches on it and somebody decided to hit my back bumper, so I had to get it resprayed. Checking it out right now, so making sure the Super Gym, this dope boy trophy, is in pristine condition. Got the bra on this joint to hold the titties up. The nigga got the bra on the coupe to hold the titties up. Goddamn. And this is my favorite part right here. If you want to talk about any BMW, this is the ultimate BMW machine that you want. Very first M3. You know I'm real old school with it. Got a couple tapes in here. And then we still got that OEM tape deck. We got that Biggie Smalls, Life After Death. We got that Hova. It's a Hard Knock Life right there. We got that Dr. Dre The Chronic. It's a cool album. Not really the biggest fan of this album. We got the homie Pac, R.I.P. Machiavelli. Gotta give a shout out to my man Jadakiss and the Locks right here. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Rest in peace to my dog. All my dogs gon' get it. And here goes a fun fact. When DMX dropped this album, he had dropped another album in the same year. He's the only artist that ever went platinum on 2 albums in 1 year. R.I.P. DMX. That fentanyl, no good. All right, so where we at? We're at the famous, legendary, underground speed spot called Our Crew Racing. If you never heard of them, that's your bad. You are definitely sleeping. Real dusty. It's a Survivor, but it got about 60,000 miles on it. We haven't got a chance to clean it off yet. You can see it got a bunch of classic cobwebs on it. Don't worry about that. This joint probably go for 30,000. Low miles, 1 owner. And right here, this is one of Pop's other E46s, man. Sitting on them CE27s, man. And I don't care what tech you got, who you think the best Euro specialist is. When it comes to these S54 motors, the big homie Dan / Pop is the #1 guy you need to go to. This is the S54 motor, which got rated when it first came out back in, I think, the year 2000 or even 99. This was voted 8 years in a row the best motor. Now what it is, it's a cast iron block with an inline straight 6, not a V6, because the V6 go like this. This is an inline straight 6. So when they say straight, that means the piston's line straight up with an aluminum head. And since this is an M3, that power supposedly on paper is prorated at 333. But I know it's around probably 340, but they wanted to keep the 333 because of M3. In today's time, they call these motors the European super motors, because even the super motors off the MK4s are cast iron bottom blocks, and cast iron blocks don't crack, don't chip, don't warp, don't bend, and that's when you induce them with none but pure boost. You heard? A lot of people don't like these motors because they don't have the right tech fucking with these cars. But this motor is probably one of the most reliable motors that BMW or any company has put out. The 3 things that you need to worry about when you buy a E46 M3, because they're so old, they're almost a classic now. These came out almost 25 years ago. It's the vanos, which is the European VTEC. You also want to do the subframe because the subframe starts to crack the rod bearings. That's called the big 3. So whenever you purchase an E46, ask the buyer, did you do the big 3 yet? The rod bearings, the vanos, and the subframe reinforcement. And if they did that, check it off your list because he was a responsible M3 owner. And these right here, these canisters, is for some of the greatest suspension that you could ever run with, JRZs. But let's talk about the big brake setup. It's only 2 brakes that we just really run with. Alcon and AP Racing are the big dog of brakes. When you really want to run on the track and have good stopping power, these are the brands you can believe in. Brembo Kudo, I do got that on the 50 and the GTR. That's more like a Nike. That's just like super name brand. This is what the real racers use right here. We call this the R Crew Special. The AP Racing setup, front and back. The Pro 500Rs. Check this out, y'all. What we are looking at is a 44,000 mile slick top E46 M3 carbon Schwartz metallic. It's kind of like a bluish black, but really, if you ask me, it's definitely midnight blue. An interior on it, not chestnut, but cinnamon interior. I'm pretty sure the motor sounds so clean. Go ahead and start it for you. It sounds like it's fresh off the assembly line. slick top was an option, and it also made the chassis lighter. But this was all a dealership option if you bought it brand new from the dealership. No power seats because obviously it made the chassis lighter. It has the same specs as every other E46 M3. When these things dropped in 2000, my New York niggas, they came through just like this. Yo, what up, son? You niggas good, B? Yo, what's up with that bet, man? What bet, man? Talking about the Knicks, man. The Knicks and the Warriors, man. The 10,000? Yeah, man. You niggas better quit acting like you all niggas out here getting money, man. I got a G for every bump on your face, man. I'm out, man. Woo. That's my New York niggas came through when these things first hatched on the block. Shout out to my Harlem niggas, my niggas on 51st going crazy and on 105th. You heard? Look here, motherfuckers. You are now rocking with the kid Paypa Boy and Pops, Dan from our crew. Love you.
Perfect.